We are now live on YouTube and Facebook. Chairman, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. This meeting is called to order. For our acting director, Gitteroff, please call the roll.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Prattwinkle,
Here.
Commissioner Randall,
Here.
Commissioner Maldonado,
Here.
Commissioner Whitley,
Here.
Commissioner Steele.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Very much. A quorum has been established. This portion of the meeting is for public participation. Please proceed with the public comment period.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for joining us today to share your comments with the PBC Board in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. Public participation provides an opportunity for residents to share their comments with our Board of Commissioners. Although this is not a question and answer session, staff are happy to follow up with you after the meeting. As a reminder, public participants must register 2 hours in advance of the meeting and are allowed 2 minutes to provide comments. As stated in the PBC's resolution adopted by the board, all comments must be limited to issues of concern before the board or its committees. Remarks of a personal nature directed toward the member of the board, employees of the commission, or any other individual will not be permitted. Although we welcome public participation and public comment at our meetings, conduct or behavior that is not respectful or in violation of our anti-harassment policy will not be tolerated. Thank you for joining us today. Mary Pat?
Thank you. Our first speaker is Mr. George Blakemore.
Thank you. My name is George Blakemore, and I came with a very good spirit. An intergovernmental agreement between Cook County and Water Reclamation. Intergovernmental agreement. These are two separate taxing bodies, but they got together and using the same inspector general. So I've been going to these meetings, and I went on February the 1st with Black History Month and a flag. I was attacked by two of these district police in the middle of the street, not on their leg at all. One had my arm in the other, and I saw the man out there, and I've been traumatized. You know I don't come down here and holler. He's out there now, the one who attacked me. They were having this flag up here about February the 1st, Black History Month, and somebody called me, said, Mr. Blakemore, they had the flag. I went down, and I'm in the middle of and attacked me, and I saw it out here, and it was a black and white one. I went over there to help ask you to go to your Inspector General. The Inspector General said I couldn't use my video. I couldn't use my video. This is public property. I'm in the right place. This is the building. All of y'all share the building. All right. Something is evil here. Something is corrupt here with this democratic machine. All of y'all 69 in each other, whatever. It has to stop. And all of you want to put me out.
Mr. Blakemore, could you please remain behind the podium where you can speak there?
I'm still intimidated.
Not at all.
By my presence. Thank you, Honorable Mayor. So this issue is very dear to all of our citizens. When we go into these public
Thank you, Mr.
buildings,
Blakemore.
thank you too.
Thank you.
and I hope
Our next
you,
speaker is Mr. Kenneth.
and I will,
Thank you.
I will,
Thank you.
terminate this thing.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will take care of this matter.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman.
Good afternoon.
Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Mayor, I have been very disappointed when I've attended recent CPS board meetings. I see no initiative from the board members to do anything regarding athletic facilities for CPS. And the Park District Board of Commissioners is also not working at a more diligent pace to build athletic facilities in so many locations, which I've mentioned to you before. And I would like to see a PBC become a lead agency and actually, in some cases, take the job away from the CPS or the Park District and get to work. I find it really unfortunate that so many schools are devoid of any athletic facility, sometimes within 5 miles of them. There are schools that are orphans when it comes to athletic facilities. Kennedy High School, Sullivan High School, At Kennedy's place, Whitworth Park is right next to the school. I've talked to the principal there. Warren Park is the closest location to build a 400-meter track and a turf field for Sullivan High School. Shirley High School's got empty land next to it that hasn't been built on in 30 years. Washington High School on the southeast side also needs a new 400-meter track and artificial turf field. And then DuSable needs renovation. Calumet Park needs renovation. Calumet High School, the urban prep, that track is broken. There are so many locations across the city, Mr. Mayor, where I want to see the PBC become the lead agency, because the PBC, I believe, can take on the challenge and do a better job right now. I see no action from the Park District or the school board. It's very, very concerning. You gotta put our CPS students first instead of the migrants.
Yes.
You've been way too busy, and I understand you're flooded with the migrants,
Thank you, Mr.
It's not your
Newman.
fault,
Thank you
but
very
please work on, for the students.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That concludes our public speaking portion.
Thank you very much to all of our public speakers. Consideration of approval of minutes, meeting January 9th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
It's been moved. There's a second. It's been moved in second. All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. The motion is approved. Report by the Administrative Operations Committee regarding the meeting held March 6, 2024. Our committee chairman, Jose Maldonado, will present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The AO Committee met on March 6, 2024. Our report is as follows. For the record, procurement reported on 2 task order awards for specialty consultant environmental engineering services for 1 award and 1 award for surveyor services to previously appointed firms. 2 awards are to minority, women, or minority and women business enterprise firms. Reported under tab A4A. The Director of Procurement also reported on an architect of record recommendation for the Mayfair Branch Library feasibility study project on the upcoming bid openings. The Acting Executive Director will provide additional details during his report. The Acting Executive Director reported on enhanced agency communications, new partnerships, and will provide details during his report to the board. The Acting Executive Director also reported that there were no field orders above the reporting threshold and provided a recommendation to ratify a change order in the amount of $135,469.22 for the South Dome Replacement Facility on Grand Avenue under tab A4B. The AO Committee accepted the recommendations of report from the PBC representatives, and that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Maldonado. Is there a motion to accept this report?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. This report is accepted. Report by the Acting Executive Director regarding regular reports, development status, as well as other matters. Acting Executive Director, Mr. Gitteroff, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Today, I'm happy to report or provide an update regarding all of our activities since our last board meeting through the end of last year. First, wanted to thank all of you for your guidance and support throughout that entire process. On February 22nd, PBC and its partners, the Chicago Park District, Chicago Department of Transportation, and the Army Corps, along with both aldermen from the 4th and 5th wards, conducted a community meeting regarding the Morgan Shoal project. Our deputy mayor was in attendance as well. Thank you, Lori. In that meeting, we found it to be important to provide the community with an update regarding our progress and status on planning and design matters. In addition to that, we wanted to ensure that we received input, valuable input from the community. We were able to answer questions verbally, and we collected 56 written questions. The next step in that process would obviously be to conduct follow-up meetings with the community. Our next meeting with the community is on March 21st from 5 to 7 o'clock. Subsequent to that, we'll conduct a couple of more meetings, one in April, one in May. The point in the upcoming meeting on March 21st is to answer directly all of the questions that were asked of us in writing, provide another update regarding status, and then provide the progress schedule for which we intend on pursuing. So it's important to communicate with the community, listen to what the community have to say, ensure that we're answering all of the questions dating back from the framework plan that was developed by CDOT and the Park District in 2014 and 15, up until this point where we are at the tail end of developing the project. The project is not fully developed. There's still an opportunity for the community to provide input, and we intend on answering those questions. Separate and apart from that, we stay committed to deliver high-quality facilities and partnering with all of our different sister agencies to foster economic growth and deliver your mission and objectives as well. On February 8th, we hosted a networking and informational session with all of our new pre-qualified general contractors. The intent there was to provide an update regarding our upcoming opportunities, discuss how to conduct business with the PBC, and most importantly, listen to input that the pre-qualified general contractors had for the PBC so we can continue that collaborative partnership with those pre-qualified general contractors from licenses A all the way through license E. We found that to be important, gathered a lot of important input, exchanged ideas, and we committed to follow up and conduct regular meetings on a quarterly basis, not just with our general contractors, but also you'll see later in the report with regard to our assist agencies. As it relates to the assist agencies, we do have an upcoming meeting on March 21st. We found that to be an important dialogue with them as well, not just with regard to opportunities, but also conducting business with the Public Building Commission. Valuable input was received by the assist agencies as well. We were able to correspond verbally with regard to intentions, our intentions to promote your mission, Mr. Mayor, along with our work and the investment throughout all of our communities. We emphasize the fact that it's not about building the building, it's about building communities in all the areas that we're performing work. That was well received. We appreciated all of our assist agencies attending and asking some tough questions, whereas we were able to provide that dialogue or provide the answers. As part of our continued professional development training, our staff participated in the OEMC Chicago Police and Fire Department Safe Chicago Public Safety Program. We were trained on the use of bleeding control kits that are now installed here at the Daly Center, one in each one of our break rooms here on this side of the building and on the other side as well. OEMC was gracious. Police department and fire department were incredible on training us on the use of bleeding control kits, along with CPR, first aid, and the use of automated defibrillators. We're grateful to our partners from OEMC and the police and fire departments who provided this life-saving instructions. All of our staff benefited from that training and couldn't thank OEMC more. So appreciate that. To further our professional development, we conducted another training session with staff regarding environmental management and training as it relates to demolition and renovation work. We've completed nearly 50 training sessions that are all part of our professional development for staff. We feel that the more informed our staff is, the better job we're going to be able to do. As it relates to our board meetings through the end of last year, we had a dialogue regarding our financial standing of the agency. I committed to identifying efficiencies along with the rest of our staff and enhancing our communication with all of our partners. Since that point, thanks large part, Mayor, for your support in your office and the commissioners that are here in this room and all the input that I've received and the guidance. We're happy to report that we've increased our projected work in place or WIP for 2024 by over $40 million, which has that corresponding effect on the 2025 planning. Based on the new and revised work from our partners that I'll detail momentarily, we're closing the gap between our budget and our resources that we presented in 2024, and we anticipate a positive variance for this year. And we'll continue to report updates on our WIP, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, to commit to you that we do understand in order to do better, we have to do better, and this requires 100% of our effort, not 99% of our effort. So appreciate the guidance and input. Our outreach with all the other department commissioners and part of your cabinet has been informative, to say the least, with regard to things that we could do better, leading from behind, listening, committing to being accountable and transparent, and providing the support that the other commissioners and other agencies need from the PBC. So we're committed to continue to do that, to continue to reduce that budget deficit and report on positive variances before our October annual meeting. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you, commissioners, for that. As part of that continued collaboration, we've partnered with the Chicago Department of Transportation regarding its new capital program, which includes alley improvements and concrete flat work throughout the city. CDOT has been extremely gracious in reaching out. Both Commissioner Carney and I have been working together along with Dan Burke and their staff and our staff as they have come to us and asked for support. We're more than happy to provide that. So we're looking forward to delivering their alley improvement program and their concrete flat work program. Both of those you'll be receiving updates from me in future board meetings with regard to contractor procurement progress and schedule. In addition to that, we've partnered with the Chicago Department of Transportation and the Department of Planning and Development regarding a new Logan Square Plazas project, which is located at 2550 North Milwaukee and 3127 West Logan Boulevard, bordered by Kedzie, Milwaukee, and Logan Boulevard, right in that area. The project will provide for multi-use open space that will benefit that growing community. PBC, CDOT, and the Planning Department did host a mandatory informational session with architect of record and engineer of record, for architect of record and engineer of record services for the design and engineering of that project. We collaborated on selecting those AORs and EORs to participate in that informational session by way of our database for architects and engineers that we've established together. As we continue to navigate with our partners regarding the evolving landscape, master planning, urban development, we'll remain committed to strengthening the communities that we work in, stimulating economic growth, and fostering prosperity throughout our community, specifically providing opportunities for residents that are seeking employment to have that opportunity to work on our projects in conjunction with our contractors and in coordination with the local unions that we have an incredible relationship with. Separate and apart, we hosted a virtual and in-person community hiring event for one of our projects with CDOT, the WPA Street Restoration Project, otherwise known as Fillmore. That provided an opportunity for residents to join virtually and in person regarding those opportunities to work with hiring managers, prime contractors, and subcontractors that may have availability to engage and hire from their community. That was well attended. Our Director of Compliance, Patrice Doyle, conducted those meetings. So Patrice, thank you very much for that. Separately, on February 22nd, our procurement and compliance staff attended the City of Chicago Construction Summit at Malcolm X College. Well attended by over 2,000 people. I'm sure, Mr. Mayor, you know that. We did take advantage of that event. We attended. We also networked. We also encouraged everyone that attended to sign up for our PBC alert system. That is that first line of information that goes out with regard to our alerts. Anyone that signed up, we have nearly 9,000 people that have signed up for that. We will provide an update as to, based on this summit, how many more signed up since then. I think that's an important part of promoting our work, but also promoting your vision and your mission for the city and our agency, specifically related to investing in the communities, making sure that opportunities are there for residents to work on the projects, and ensuring that our projects are a reflection of the communities that we work in. So that's an important part of our message, Mr. Mayor. So we do appreciate that. Related to the rest of the agenda, you'll hear about our partnerships with not just the Board of Ed, but also Chicago Public Libraries, City Colleges of Chicago as well. We continue to work with the county, so appreciate the input, President Preckwinkle, and the guidance on that for opportunities that may be ahead of us as well to work with the county. That concludes my report on item A5.
Thank you very much, Acting Director Gitteroff. Is there a motion to accept this report?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or feedback? I know that was a lot. Any commissioner wish to speak to it? Well, look, I will just say thank you. The summit in particular, I believe that was the most attended summit that we've had, 2,000 individuals. But it's not just about the workers, it's about the projects and those assignments. So thank you for digging in. I know during the transition, there were some matters that Commissioner Preckwinkle pointed out, particularly around our budget. So thank you for digging into that aspect. And to your entire team for being available to the people of Chicago, Cook County, because that's ultimately where the benefit has to be for. So there's been a motion to accept, has been seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, say nay. This report is accepted. Consideration approval to the award contract C-162R for the Kenwood Academy High School link and mechanical project located at 5015 South Blackstone Avenue. Recognize Acting Director Gitteroff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On February 8th, in consultation with the Board of Ed, PBC invited 25 of its pre-qualified Class A general contractors to bid on the Kenwood Academy High School link and mechanical project. As some of you might remember, the project includes the construction of an enclosed elevated second-level link between the Kenwood Academy building and Cantor building, along with site improvements, including landscaping, parking, and selective interior renovation work, including upgrades to the existing mechanical systems. On February 15th, we hosted a pre-bid and technical review meeting. We did receive 2 competitive bids. In reviewing those bids, we are recommending FH Passion SN Nielsen and Associates LLC in the amount of $9,985,000 as the general contractor for the project. We'll continue to coordinate with Chicago Public Schools. Appreciate that partnership on the successful delivery of this project. Of note, prior to bringing any general contractor to the board, to you or our commissioners, we do conduct a pre-award conference with the general contractor, all of its M&WB subcontractors, to ensure that the general contractor understands the scope of work, the time of completion requirement, and we ask the general contractor and the subcontractors if they noted any discrepancies in the contract documents, or if they have concerns regarding supply chain impacts, long lead items, the schedule, or anything else. In addition to that, we have a direct conversation with the general contractor in the meeting with us, with the principals of the M&WB subcontractors, to ensure that they understand the contract, the scope, their commitments to the contractor, in addition to the contractor's voluntary goals for M&WB participation and the subcontractor's commitments to the EEO goals. That's also great support that we get from our compliance and our procurement department. So based on that meeting, based on the recommendation, based on concurrence from CPS, we have a great deal of confidence that Passion will deliver this project successfully.
Very good. Is there a motion to approve this recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Can I just add one other thing too? That's also a commitment to the local hires, 50%, is that correct?
Correct. 50% city,
Cities.
50% city,
City.
7.5% community hiring.
That's an important note. Thank you for that. It's been motioned to accept this recommendation and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. This motion is approved. Consideration approval for the city of Chicago, a firm to provide architect of record services for the Mayfair Branch Library feasibility study project, which is located 4400 West Lawrence Avenue. Acting Director will provide context to this recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On October 10th of 2023, PBC, our board PBC approved a formulation request to initiate a feasibility study to evaluate construction options for the Mayfair Branch Library. We relied on our letters of interest and qualifications of 132 different architects. In consultation with our partners at 2FM and Chicago Public Libraries, we extended invitations to 24 firms to participate in an informational session for Architect of Record services. On January 30th of 2024, of those 24 firms that were invited, 11 submitted their qualifications to provide Architect of Record services for the feasibility study. All the submissions were either MBE, WBE, or M&WBE. We worked with both CPL and 2FM. We assembled an evaluation committee of knowledgeable and experienced staff who assessed the submissions based on commitment to schedule, budget, relevant experience, commitment to M&WB participation. From those 11, the evaluation committee selected 4 firms to be interviewed on February 28th and February 29th. Following those interviews, by consensus, the evaluation committee recommends KU LLC, a certified minority and women business enterprise firm, as the architect of record for the feasibility study. Cool LLC will perform this work under their existing task order-based master agreement. I want to personally thank Jackie Cool and her project manager, Ashlyn, who are both here in attendance, for all of the incredible work that Cool LLC has done on behalf of PBC, and just wanted to congratulate her on this recommendation. That concludes my report. C1.
Very well, thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve this recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Anyone wish to speak to this? All right, well, because you're smiling so strongly, I think it's important that we note not only minority, women-owned business, but Asian American owned as well. I think that's worth lifting up. It speaks to our push to continue to diversify opportunities for something this sizable. This is actually a big deal for this body. So congratulations. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. This motion is approved. For the City Colleges of Chicago, consideration approval, revised undertaking request from the City Colleges of Chicago for the West Side Learning Center Annex and renovation projects located at 4624 West Madison Street. Acting Director Gitteroff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On June 1st of 2023, City Colleges of Chicago adopted a resolution authorizing an IGA and undertaking request with PBC for the development of an addition to the existing West Side Learning Center. PBC approved this action on June 22nd of 2023, with a budget identified by City Colleges in the amount of $9,500,000. Subsequent to that approval, the total estimated project cost has been updated to $15 million based on revised and expanded scope, including renovations to the existing facility. This update was approved by City College's board on March 7th. Following approval of this revised undertaking request, we will continue to work collaboratively with our partners at City Colleges on the next phase of project, including but not limited to completing the design, identifying alternate procurement delivery methods, and closeout. We look forward to continuing our work with City Colleges on this important project and future work. That concludes my report for item D1.
Thank you very much. Acting Director Gitteroff, is there a motion to approve this recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. This motion is approved. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Any opposed,